Board and repower with an Evinrude E-TEC? Well, frankly, I think once you understand the facts, you definitely will. Here's one of the reasons I chose an Evinrude E-TEC. Well, this baby is running. It makes over 8 million computer calculations per second to make sure it's putting the exact amount of fuel through the system at any RPM and not a drop more. Now, compared to your smoky old two-stroke, or one of those gas-guzzling four-strokes, running an Evinrude E-TEC means you'll burn up to 44% less gasoline. And at $3-4 a gallon, that's a lot. 44% less, plus you'll use up to 50% less oil. Obviously, that means more time between fill-ups, time you can spend fishing. And all that money you'll save at the pump, well, just think about all the tackle you can buy with that. Let me ask you a question. Which would you rather do? Pay $800 in maintenance costs during the first 100 hours of operation on a new outboard? Or would you rather pay zero, nothing, nada? That's the general story when you compare other 2- and 4-strokes to the Evinrude E-TEC. With the E-TEC, there is zero dealer scheduled maintenance, zero oil changes, zero 20-hour checks to comply with warranties. Oh, and we're not talking zero maintenance for the first 100 hours. No. With an Evinrude E-TEC, there's no dealer scheduled maintenance for the first 300 hours or 3 years, whichever comes first. Long story short, less time in the shop, more time in the water, and more money, much more money in your pocket. How can I put this as plainly as possible? Let's say you have an old carbureted gas-guzzling 90 horsepower 2-stroke on your boat right now. When you factor in fuel, oil, and maintenance costs on your outboard over the next 3 years, it adds up to big-time savings for that old money pit. Now, if you repower your boat with a brand new fuel-efficient Evinrude E-TEC 90 that has zero dealer scheduled maintenance for the first 3 years, you could literally save almost $5,400 during those first 3 years. Evinrude has a savings calculator on their website at evinrude.com. Log in and check out the savings you could experience with a new E-TEC of your own. You've probably seen them at the boat launch. Those guys squeezing their fuel bulbs, priming, choking, and grinding on their starters trying to get their outboards going. It's a little cold-blooded, they usually say. Like, that makes it okay. Well, here's the deal. There is no excuse for an outboard not to start on the first turn of the key, and yet most outboards don't. But Evinrude E-TECs do. And I don't care if my E-TEC has been sitting for 5 minutes or 5 months, and 90-degree temperatures are in the 30s. When I turn the key, it fires right up every time. Less time starting, less hassle, more time fishing. It's about time an engine company figured it out, don't you think? You hear that? No, you probably can't. It's the sound of my Evinrude E-TEC purring like a kitten. Now, I don't know how many times I've taken people out and they ask, hey, is it running? When you compare the E-TEC to all other 2-strokes at all RPM levels, it's quieter, much quieter, 50% quieter. In fact, it's so quiet that they had to put a bypass on the starter system because people were trying to start it when it was running already. Now, I like to troll, and I'm sure you do too, and now I like trolling even more because my Evinrude E-TEC is so silent and relaxing and doesn't keep me covered in a cloud of blue smoke all day. And when it's time to blast across the lake at top speed, I can still have conversations with passengers without shouting over the sound of the outboard. Boating never sounded so good. One of the highest environmental honors is the EPA Clean Air Excellence Award, and only one outboard has ever earned it, the Evinrude E-TEC, which has the lowest reportable emissions of any outboard around, including all 4-stroke models. It makes me feel good that my Evinrude helps keep our air and our water clean. But on top of that, what I really like about the clean burning E-TEC is that I can fish all day and not have to smell any nasty exhaust. Hey, you still running a smoky old 2-stroke or one of them 4-strokes? If you are, do yourself a favor and the environment and repower with an Evinrude E-TEC, the cleanest outboard engine in the world. When you combine Evinrude E-TEC's advanced fuel injection and combustion system with the fact that E-TEC delivers twice as many power strokes as a 4-stroke outboard, you get the quickest throttle response in the entire industry. Now, what does high torque do for you? Better question is, what doesn't it do? You'll get faster hole shots. You'll get on plane faster, safer, for a drier, higher ride, and you'll get better speed whether you're fishing alone or with a boatload of friends. Simply put, higher torque means higher performance in every way and across the entire power curve from idle to full throttle. Okay, let's talk about weight, engine weight. Old heavy 2-strokes and new heavy 4-strokes aren't doing you any favors. They stress your boat's transom, cause porpoising at low speeds, reduce your top end speed, and guzzle excess fuel basically to push their own weight. Now, Evinrude E-TECs are lighter. In fact, a 300 horsepower E-TEC is almost 300 pounds lighter than a Merc 300. So, when you shave all that weight, you can get on plane quicker, ride faster, and get more miles per gallon. You also increase your boat's payload capacity and reduce undue stress on your transom. And you do it all without sacrificing power with your Evinrude.